Assalamu alaikum. Start with the greatest name of Allah, who is the most kind and merciful. I am Abrar Hussain Jafro from BBA 2K18, roll number 06. Today's my topic is decision theory and analysis, and course instructor Professor Ayaz Ali Metlo. Subtopics number 1, the role of decision analysis, and number 2, the anthem of decision, and number 3, probability. And the role of decision analysis, the key word is analysis, which refer to the process of breaking something down into the constitution part. Number 2, decision analysis therefore involve the decomposition of a decision problem into a set of small and hopefully early to handle problems. What decision analysis is? Decision analysis is a systematic approach to decisions that have to be made in the face of uncertainty. Type 3, 4, 5. It is a systematic for their reason. It requires and explicit formulation of the problem, including alternative choices that are available to the decision maker and important specific outcomes. That formulation is often represented by a figure called a decision tree. Second, it requires that explicit quantitative presentations of uncertainty in the form probability. Third, it requires that explicit quantitative representative and preferences in the form of unity. Probability. A probability is frequently expressed as a demical, such as a 70, 27 or 50. However, it may be given as a function such as a 7, 10, 27, 100 or 1/2. It can assume any number from 0 to 1 inches. What is probability? Probability is the likelihood of an event or more than one event occurring. Probability representing the possibility of occurring a certain outcome and can be calculated using a simple formula. Probability may also be decreased as the likelihood of an event outcoming divided by the number of expected outcomes of the event. With multiple events, probability is found by breaking down each probability into separate single calculation and multiply each result together to achieve a single probability outcome. And approach to assessing probability: number 1, objective, and number 2, subjective. Option number A, classical probability, and number B, numerical probability. And classical probability is based on assumption that the outcome of an experiment are equally likely. Empirical or relativity frequency, is the second type of objective probability. It is based on the number of classical probability. Definition: probability is a statistical concept that necessarily the likelihood of something happening. Classical probability is the statistical concept that measures the likelihood of some things happening. But in a classic sense, it also means that every statistically experiment will contain elements that are equally likely to happen. Another example of classical probability would be a coin toss. There is an equal probability that you toss will yield a heads or tails result. And what is empirical probability? Empirical probability, also called experimentally probability, is the probability your experiment will give you a certain result. For example, you would toss a coin 100 times to see how many hands you get. You could perform a test to see if 100 people performed cola or cola B. You could use the information to make an education goes as a maintenance of about what your probability would be if you performed the experiment like 100 or 1 lakh or even an unlimited numbers of times. If you don't actually perform the experiment, if you just theorize about it, then that's called theoretical probability. And it is based on available information. So and how to calculate probability? Calculate probability require following a simply formula and using the multiplication and division to evaluate possible outcomes of events like language, new update, new products, marketing, to large audiences, or developing a new leads generated strategy. You can use the following steps to calculate probability, and this can work for many applications that fall under a probability. Number one, determine a simple event with a simple outcome. Number two, identify the total numbers of outcomes and outcomes that can occur. Number three, divide the number of events by the number of probability outcomes. Yes, and so thank you. So thanks for watching. That's all.
Have a nice day.